Rock and roll may live forever, but we only retire once. Kevin Lamour of Our Financial Plans and Quadris Investment Services offers a large range of financial solutions from some of the biggest leaders in the investment and insurance landscape of Canada. See how a solid financial plan built with friendly and professional advice can help. Find out more at ourfinancialplans.ca or give them a call at 705-949-1316. Hey folks, and welcome to the Lonesome Cowboy Podcast. And today I have some more folks from the Ottawa Valley area that I love so much, and I sit envious at nights and lose sleep about how envious of their music scene I am. And please welcome to the program Libby and Cal. Not sitting in the Libby and Cal order, it's the Cal and Libby right now. How are you folks?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good.
Excellent,
Yeah,
excellent.
enjoying this.
Excellent. In the beginning of your bio, it says you tackle subjects that are rarely voiced in song. Tell me about that.
I would say, yeah, that's quite the question to open up with, but sort of the perspective of middle-aged women, I think, is underrepresented in a lot of music.
Okay.
Mostly because it doesn't sell. It's not very exciting, I suppose. Maybe my songs are boring, but I also know that they speak to a lot of other women who are not in their 20s anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very cool.
And there's things that touch on that, the mental health and stress and the kind of how that affects our lives. These aren't, they're not love songs. They're not, there's a lot more depth to them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's excellent. And I think that's really important that artists do that nowadays. Like you also, we can all write about the same things, right? So,
Mhm.
and good on you for tackling maybe subjects that folks aren't totally familiar with, that kind of thing. So
Mhm.
there you go. And I'm just doing silly things like reviving old Western murder ballads. And they're all fictional anyway, so I don't worry about it.
Well, there's great wealth in the past.
Yeah, isn't there though? Thank you.
Mhm.
Libby, tell me about the music of Elizabeth Bruce.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thanks for the deep dive again. Okay,
Uh,
great.
hey,
So
you put it in the bio, man.
I did. So when I was in my 20s, I was making music on my own as a solo artist, playing piano and singing, very inspired by Tori Amos. It was, young woman music, not like what I make anymore.
Interesting. That's cool.
Yeah, very inspired by Lilith Fair and whatnot. So that's when I grew up. That was the
Gotcha.
scene. Mm.
And that's how long ago was that?
Oh, you never ask a lady her age, but
I didn't ask you your
that
age
would
now, did I?
I guess I was mostly active in the early aughts, so 2000, 2000 to 2008, 10. So yeah.
Exactly. Well, you see that
Mhm.
that's you kind of gave away maybe your age a little bit because you called yourself a millennial meets a meets a boomer.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not ashamed of it or anything.
There you go. Um, Sorry, Cal, I don't want to feel like you're left out. I am going to ask you some questions.
Well, that's fine. You can concentrate on Libby. That's no problem.
Your embarrassing questions come next.
Oh yeah.
Libby, you play the auto harp, and I think that's really cool.
Me
My
too.
Yeah, my wife performs with me, and she's thought about an auto harp. But you play an auto harp that's different. I think it's something called a prism system. And
Yeah.
on the auto harp, tell me how that differ from a standard auto harp that we are familiar with?
Right. So usually I will need to press two buttons at a time to make standard chords. So my major chords and my minor chords are all made with two button combinations rather than one button.
Okay.
But by varying the combinations, I can also get different colors that aren't always available on a standard auto harp. I can make, suspended fourths and major seventh chords, things like that.
That's very cool. And this is particular a person that you get this type of auto harp from that has invented this?
Yeah, so I got this auto harp from Lauren Crowley, and she is one of the inventors or kind of the main person that invented this system. And yeah, it was really special to meet her last summer. When it felt a little bit safer to go to the States, we were down at the California Auto Harp Gathering in May, which is where I learned about the Prism system. And then in August, we went down to Pennsylvania and went to her house and played with some other auto harpists. It
That's
was a good
very
time.
cool. And then you
Mhm.
go to California to play, and of course there's a convention for auto harp players.
Of course. Yeah, it was probably the best place in the States that we could have gone in the
Cool.
current
That's
climate.
that's very cool. And I'm sorry, folks, but I'm glancing at that phone hanging on your wall over there, and I am
Oh,
just now completely covered in memories from
yeah.
home.
Yeah, isn't that special? So I had the kitchen here redone a few years ago, and I said, don't touch the rotary phone. Just leave it exactly as it is.
And it still works.
Oh, yeah, it still works.
Here's the
Yeah.
cool part is this is a lot of young people don't know. And I have grandnieces who are in their mid 20s and
Okay.
they have a rotary phone. But they
Uh-huh.
bought it and they just kind of keep it as a decoration kind of thing. But I told them, I said, you still have phone jacks in your house. Yeah, I said, plug it in. I said, here's the cool part. When the power goes out and everybody has nothing and there's no cellular or nothing, you'll still have a phone.
Pending, because I have voice over IP, so
Oh, I see.
anyways.
Yeah. Well, VoIP will do that to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're still hard landline, yeah, that's the cool part about it, isn't it? Yeah, there you
Hmm.
go. Is this music business a full-time affair for you, gang?
No, I am mostly a music teacher.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
Well, you're still in music though. I would say that that
yeah,
qualifies as a full-time musician.
yeah. I can say that music is my career. It's
Yeah,
not
that's
necessarily
awesome. Yeah.
performing.
Yeah, well said. And Cal, is music your thing or you also teach and stuff like that?
I don't teach, but it's been varying throughout my life. I mean, I've always done music, but it's been sometimes three quarters of my income, sometimes half. It just depends on what other things are going on in my life, but
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
always been a constant.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
yeah.
Well, Cal, aka Doug Hendry,
Mhm.
you are from Scotland.
I am from Scotland,
Yeah,
yes.
I was hoping for that big, thick Scottish brogue, but you've been here for a few years, I think.
Way too long. Just give me a whiskey and I'm
Oh,
good to
attaboy. Yeah, we could do. Yeah, we do some scotches. I'd have known that. I'd have brought some on the lunch. Drinking in the morning, though.
No, I never really had a strong accent, and I moved to from Scotland to England, and I had to slow down my speech because nobody there understood what I was saying.
Wow.
So so you slow down by about a half. You insert all the vowels because in Scotland we miss them out, and basically, that translates into a language that because people can understand, an accent that people can
Gotcha.
understand. So, yeah.
So, how did you come about immigrating to Canada?
My mother was born in Montreal. She was Canadian,
Cool.
and she married my father in Scotland, and they settled. No, like my father was Scottish, so we grew up in Scotland. But my grandmother still had a house here, and when I was in my late 20s, they were going to change the law that I wouldn't be able to apply for citizenship anymore. So
Hmm.
I hurriedly got my application in, and they foolishly said yes, here you go. And the next year I came across and haven't been back since.
Well, I think good on for Canada. We win, and the Scotland and England lost out. There you go. We got you.
Shucks.
I'm always curious what it's like in other countries, and maybe you can give me that idea. It is because you have a great music scene there in Ottawa, in the Ottawa Valley area. And what's it like in Scotland compared to Canada? I'm
Hard to
curious.
say. I mean, when I was growing up, the acoustic music scene was pretty healthy, and there was a folk club circuit. So anybody on the singer-songwriter through to traditional musicians could have a tour through all the folk clubs, and that was pretty healthy. I don't know how healthy it is anymore, but there still seems to be a lot of young folk artists doing their thing. So, hopefully they still have that ability.
Interesting.
But it does seem pretty healthy.
Excellent. That's great to hear. Um, I hate to say it, but and I don't know maybe both of your experiences, but in countries across the pond, as they say, they have a different value to music than we do here in North America.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like they value it much, much more. And I don't get
Yeah.
it.
Well, I think mainland Europe is sees music as like an honorable profession.
Mm,
Um, so, for example, busking in Europe is very different than busking here.
hmm.
Um, you're seen as like a beggar, get a real job kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas, in Europe, restaurant owners will have you play their terrace because it's entertainment for their clients.
Hmm.
And then you can go around and collect with a hat, and they're happy with that. So, very different way of looking at things. Music is much more appreciated, I think.
That's awesome. I love the names
Mhm.
of your albums. They're
Thank
so
you. A
they're so
little
cool.
weird.
Yeah, they're very cool. I like the if you've given up on love, let's call it something else.
Yeah.
Now you don't do like a lot of artists and name your albums after a song, like the title track kind of thing. So it's kind of cool.
Right.
It's kind of cool the way you come up with these titles because I said, oh, that's kind of neat. And then the other one I think that are really great, Our Lady of Perpetual Hammer
Yes.
and the Hagstrom Schmidt Affair.
I don't
Give
know
me
what we'll do
give me an
next.
idea where a couple of those titles, what's the story behind them? Because they just sound too fun not to talk about.
Sure. I mean, the perpetual hammer comes from something that I read, and I can't remember the author, but it was something about the pandemic. And the perpetual hammer comes from that essay about the pandemic. So I guess that's how I was kind of feeling, right? Like we were
Okay.
being beat down or something at that time. So it's a pandemic album. That's the best explanation I can give right now. The If you've given up on love, then let's call it something else is a line from one of the songs on that album.
Nice. It's a good line too.
Yeah, thank you. It sort of was a theme of the album was like I don't know different ways of expressing love or having relationships. So
Yeah.
that's the meaning of that one. The Hagstrom Schmidt affair refers to the makers of our instruments at the time.
Thought
He
so.
plays a Hagstrom guitar,
Mhm.
and I was playing an Oscar Schmidt auto harp.
Gotcha. Yeah, I thought
Mhm.
so. I thought so. A Hagstrom.
We, we we wanted to make we wanted to make it an awkward title, so we succeeded, I think.
Yeah, there you go. I had an artist on I don't know, Tahar Frost. And
Yes.
I jokingly said to him, I says, I thought I had long titles for my album, but he has one Yeah, 4 and 20 blackbirds dancing on a deer skin.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then, now mine's I got well, it's not that long actually. Well, I had one called The Neighborhood Songs and Stories of a Blue Collar Raising, and it was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that
long.
kind of fun
Yeah.
stuff. I have
Mhm.
fun
I mean,
with it nonetheless.
yeah, for sure. Like when I was growing up, like I said, Lilith Fair was the thing, and Jewel had that one album. The title was like the whole front of the yeah. Ours aren't that long, but
Got it.
hers
I
is like
love it.
4 years or something.
Yeah. So you're actually, Libby, a piano player.
I guess you could say that. I teach piano, like more call for that than for auto harp lessons.
Shame, shame.
No, piano's great. Uh, I don't feel terribly confident as a pianist. I guess I did my whole Royal Conservatory thing up to
Sure.
grade 10 there. But I would say certainly my skills are no longer what they were at that time. Um, so yeah, I like the piano. I do feel at home on it. I would never call myself virtuosic on the instrument. Yeah,
Yeah. You can get by on it, that's for sure.
can get by.
Outstanding. Excellent. Um, the 21st century music business is filled with challenges and low attendance, people not buying tickets in advance for shows, poor streaming, low physical musical sales. What have you folks done anything different and unique to try to mitigate and help that kind of stuff? Or do you just kind of go with the flow and take us as you are kind of thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it is a really tough environment. I mean, even when I first came to Canada here, it was very easy to get shows. I was making the same in a show that we would be making now. 30 years later, like
Mm.
inflation doesn't seem to kind of
Yep.
feature for that.
Yeah.
And you could attract an audience. I mean, it was it's even with all the tools at our disposal. I used to literally mail out things to people, to a fan base, and that was an effort and it was an expense, but it got people out. Here it's like now we've got free emails and this and that and the other, and there's no result.
Interesting.
People are bombarded, so
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. It's
So
fun.
yeah, there's no. Go ahead.
Uh, it's funny you mention that because I mean, what if all of a sudden you just switched it up, right? And went back to mailing things? And I wonder if that would make people go, hey.
I've considered this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't tried it, but I've definitely considered it
I
just
have
because,
too.
yeah, I find this pace of life really unhealthy. Um, I I wish that I could quit social media, you know.
Yeah, I know. So do
Mhm.
I. Um,
Mhm.
but you're absolutely correct, right? It's that pace of social media that does it to you, doesn't it?
Mhm.
You just can't. That's why people don't buy anything in advance for tickets because, well, I don't know what I'll be doing a month
Mhm.
from now. Well,
Yeah.
maybe you'll be doing this. So what you're saying is you're looking for something better to come along?
And also, it's frustrating because I mean, a lot of applications for festivals or shows or grants, even the first thing they're looking at is what are your numbers? Like,
Yeah.
what are your views? What are your this? What are your that? It's not like what about your music? It's like
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
like seems to be a secondary consideration.
Yeah.
Whereas to me, it's like the most important thing is like the music.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, it's it's a tough environment to be like an independent musician for sure.
Yeah. I
I think you just need to be yourself, you know?
Hmm.
Either way, like whether you're good at playing that game or not. If you're not, I mean, I think you can just accept that you're not and keep doing what's important to you.
Hmm.
I'm not saying it'll, make you a massive success, but for your own mental health, I think it might be the answer.
Hmm.
Yeah. And it's funny, Libby,
Yeah.
that you mentioned that and I don't know if you agree, but I think the musician's ambitions in this time period is different than what it was 30 or 40 years ago. Before it was get a record contract, be famous, be popular, that kind of stuff. Now all the
Mhm.
musician is saying is, I just want to make a living, you know,
Mhm.
just and
Mhm.
that's about
Mhm.
it. So it's amazing how the shift in priorities has come, uh, in that
Mhm.
respect. You have to adjust your dreams, I guess, to in order to brace for the tide, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, I think, I mean, we like to do the music that we do, and there's something great about sharing that with an audience that connects with it. Um, I would prefer to be playing to 20 people who really get it than 300 who are, watching the hockey game over our heads.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, as an experience, the first is way better for
yeah,
everybody involved.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I had a friend. He was on tour, and he came through town, and I went to see his show, and he was saying that he had gotten a call from the venue saying, "Oh, we only sold 50 tickets," and he was like, "Great."
yeah.
It's amazing how things have shifted, right?
Yeah.
Before, if we didn't have 100 or 200 people, we were disappointed. Now, if we got 25 to
Mhm.
50, we know we're doing pretty
Yeah, we're
darn
good.
good. Yeah.
I mean, there's a venue that we know of that, it doesn't matter necessarily with the music, it's how much beer was sold is their mark of a successful gig. It's like,
Yeah.
well, okay, I mean, I guess that's your business,
That
but
is their business. That's
you
the
know,
hard reality,
that's the
though,
hard
is
stuff.
that like if you want to play in public, you have to make it worth their while, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why
And
I've
so
actually, yeah, yeah, I've
I
actually
have
switched it up.
sympathy
Yeah,
for the
I've
small
actually
venue
switched.
owners, right?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I've actually switched it up, and I do like special like celebration shows I call them, and because I don't dress up as a tribute act, but I'll do a series of songs about for from one artist kind of thing, and then that's the first set. So I get you in, and then I I tell them the doors are locked. Now you got to stay for my stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Sort of like half and half. Like you do the
Mhm.
first half covers and then some of your own at
Almost.
the
I
end.
don't do it all the time, but I do it for some of the audiences. Special shows, especially when I play for the at the senior center here downtown. I do twice a year, and I do a special show, and then I do my second. I do my second set. So
Mhm.
they dig that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
When it comes to songwriting, I guess this is for both of you. What is it that makes you say, I have to write that? That's a song. Is it a thought, an idea, a sound, a word,
A month.
a month?
Yeah, I do write a lot of songs in February. I make myself a special challenge to write 10 songs every February.
Wow.
But apart from that, I think it could be a feeling, it could be a word, or a group of words that sound good together. So sometimes
Yeah.
it's a of things, and sometimes it's like a heavy feeling, right?
Uh-huh. That's awesome. And why particularly February, Libby?
There's nothing better to do in February. It's a depressing time of year.
Somehow I knew that was the answer.
You got it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, incredible. Um, the auto harp has been around for decades, you know. Uh,
Not
do you,
old.
yeah. Do you folks explore any of the Appalachian sounds like, Carter Family and so on and so forth in any of your music?
Very rarely. Like we, I guess, identify as folk, not trad.
Mhm.
It's
I see. Gotcha. Gotcha.
definitely contemporary. Not there's nothing wrong with it. I love traditional music,
Yeah.
but I keep it pretty original. I try to switch up the sounds, like we were talking about the Prism auto harp. So I'm
Yeah.
able to incorporate some chords that you just don't find in trad music or
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
old older auto harp
Mhm.
repertoire. Hmm.
Yeah. But I
The
think, I mean, it's nice to take the instrument that is very much identified with a particular type of music and do something else completely with it.
oh yeah.
It's I didn't know how we didn't know how we were going to be received in California at the Auto Harp gathering
Oh,
because
right.
it's there's a lot of traditional players there and doing amazing stuff with their auto harps. Like, oh,
Really,
geez,
eh?
Yeah.
how are they going to react to us, singing about the things we sing about? But it went down really, really well, and I think thanks to them, and they're broad-minded enough to say, hey, taking the auto harp in a completely different direction. So it was
Hmm.
neat.
They're not
Mm.
gatekeepers.
Yeah.
No, yeah, no, they're so welcoming. I think
Hmm.
the auto harp community, as it were, yeah, incredibly gifted players,
Yeah, yeah.
but also people who are mainly songwriters. I would say I'm more of a songwriter who uses the instrument. I'm getting better, but it takes time. Yeah,
That's kind of cool, eh? Because you don't hear people saying I compose on the auto harp.
right. It's so
Yeah,
good for composing though. So easy.
really, eh?
Mhm.
That's great to know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Everything's laid out in fifths for you. So
Yeah. Here's one more that'll tie up our little chat here. And these are the kinds of things that ruminate in my head. And then when I get musicians I can talk to, I like to talk to them about it. There's a lot of
right.
us out there right now and, you know, trying to make a go of it. And we're all basically searching for the same gigs and searching, well, not necessarily the same gigs, but, when it comes to festivals and showcases, there's a reason why they get overwhelmed with those darn things. Um, Is there I've always think that there's a fear that this is going to collapse on itself. And because there's basically too much of it going on. I don't know if that's a reality. What do you folks think?
I'm not. I'm not sure how viable the method is going forward. Just to do a bit of explanation, like for folk conferences and so on, folk festivals, in order to get their funding, have to fill out boxes of questions, and the questions are things like, how are you going to get new audiences to come along? And so in order to do that, they have to broaden their musical scope, which means that basically every festival is going to have exactly the same music as every other festival. It's just the way that it is going to go.
Hmm.
And you see, like for example, folk festivals have acts that, I'm sorry, there's just no way that's a folk musician. They're just not. And the same thing with blues festivals. They're putting in stuff that's just not blues, just in order to get that expansion. So I think that where that's going to end up, I don't know, because you're losing the beauty of those really esoteric, weird festivals. They're just
Yeah.
becoming blah festivals now. And so if you're on the A circuit, you can play all the festivals, and if you're not on the A circuit, you don't get to play any festivals. So, you know,
I got a perfect
that's
record, 5 years of applications, not a one.
yeah. Well, we're catching up with you.
There you
Yeah.
go. That's a great way to look at it. I never thought of it that way. And yeah,
Yeah, so I don't know where I understand that the blues society or whatever
yeah,
is in
yeah.
talks with Ontario to combine
Okay.
for Canada rather to combine, and so that there's
Oh,
you
really?
can
I wasn't aware of that one. Yeah. Well,
war so
yeah. Oh, insider. Well,
yeah,
I don't know. I think that, yeah, it's unsustainable the way that things are right now, but I always harp on it that I think it has to do more with social media and people's expectations around what is possible in terms of fame on the internet, right?
hmm.
I think there will be a backlash. I'm really hoping for people to live more of their lives offline and discover, the weird esoteric local festival, the weird esoteric local band. I'm hoping that people will, uh, yeah, just
turn off, turn off and turn on.
turn off and turn on,
Hey,
whatever.
hey,
Yes, exactly.
yeah,
Tune out.
yeah. as Ken
Mhm.
Kesey's words still ring, or not Ken Kesey, sorry, Timothy
Mhm.
Leary.
Yeah, really.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
that
very
was
much so.
fantastic. That's fantastic. Well, unfortunately, good old Zoom has told me that my time is coming
Yes.
to an end here. So,
Yeah.
but thank you, folks. We had a little bit of bumps there to get it in, but we got it in before you have other commitments to take care of, and I can get my wife to work, and then we can go from there. But thank you so much for coming on the program. I really appreciate
Thank you
it.
very much for having
Yeah, and it's always great to meet some new folks from the Ottawa Valley area. It's wonderful to see, and hopefully someday I'll get to see you guys in real life.
That'd
me.
be
Yeah,
great.
likewise.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All
Excellent.
right.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.